Next community guest, and they are nearing the million mark within the Imagination Library program. We want to welcome in Laurie Root. She's the president of the United Way of Erie County. Laurie, thanks so much for being here.
I appreciate the opportunity to come and talk about it.
Yeah, the United Way does so much. So we're pushing in the focus to the Imagination Library. Talk a little bit about it if folks, perhaps some of our viewers, don't know what it is.
Sure. So the Imagination Library is a free book program. It's a monthly book that's mailed to a child from the time they're born until their 5th birthday. And they are wonderful books. They are carefully selected. They are age and developmentally appropriate. There's a blue ribbon panel that reviews the books every year with the publisher to make sure that they're diverse books in terms of, different types of books and different types of subjects. So it's a terrific program.
I've always wondered about the logistics of this. How many people work on it here in Erie County to mail them out, to keep track of the list, the ages, who gets what book? What is the size of that staff?
So the Dollywood Foundation manages a lot of that back-end logistics. So they're the ones that select and approve the books that go out into the mailings. And they have a huge warehouse that they distribute the mailings. We do all of the front-end work here in Erie, so we do all of the registrations. We also do all of the funding. That's something that's really important because a lot of people think that since Dolly Parton did start the program, and which was a wonderful thing for her to do, it is a locally funded program. The local community signed an MOU with the Dollywood Foundation.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they hear Imagination Library, they automatically think of Dolly Parton, but it is important to stress that the United Way of Erie County does fund this program. And I believe it's next year you guys will be mailing out your millionth book to children in Erie County. I mean, that is something to be really proud of.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to hit that a little bit earlier than we thought.
Okay.
So next year actually will be our 10th anniversary of having the Imagination Library in our community. But we're going to hit that month of millionth, as we are calling it, probably in December. That's where we're tracking.
This December.
This December.
Oh, great.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, my kids have all been part of the Imagination Library. And you mentioned, these are carefully selected books. And, I mean, when they're newborns, they get books. So they're ones that, are talking about colors. And it's really just for the children to hear your voice, but they do really grow. And I love the book that you send out, the final book. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so this is the final book that they get, every child gets, and it's Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come, because that's where they're heading.
Yeah.
And what's wonderful is when they complete the program of just having these books and reading with their families and friends and actually older siblings as well, they enter kindergarten with that foundation of concept about print and early literacy skills that sets them up for success in kindergarten, which again builds success in school. And we want all our kids to be successful in school.
Listen, there is nothing more important than reading to children. Nothing more important.
And these are free. I mean, we cannot stress this enough. There's no, fine print here. This is a free program, and we talked about off camera. It makes kids so excited to get the mail. It's not often that kids get something, with their name on it, but it does make, that daily exercise of going to the mail a little bit more exciting for these little ones.
We hear that all the time. We get pictures of kids going and looking and peeking in the mailbox. But also a couple of things that we've done here locally. We have a monthly newsletter that we send out to all of the Imagination Library families that's stocked with tips on reading, other resources, free events in the community around literacy and learning. So that's something that other communities don't necessarily do. We also have a companion piece that we developed for parents called Read Aloud Matters, and it walks through what to expect at what age when you are reading with your child, so you can see if they're on track or how you all are doing.
Yeah, such a great program. Laurie Root, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us more about it. You might get some more folks signed up for the program.
UnitedWayErie.org.
That's correct.